Let's turn to tech stuff. Joining me on Zoom, lead for Eyes of Africa, Henry Kobler. We're going to talk about the digital transfer fee. If you have, you may have noticed there is an extra charge for your trips on your ride-hailing apps, and a lot of people have been talking about it on social media. I don't know if you have experienced it yourself, but apparently it's a directive from the DVLA. And here to talk about it is Henry Kobler, lead for Eyes of Africa. Henry, good afternoon to you. So there's already a debate as to whether or not this levy is legal. We are not going to delve into that, but essentially means that rides are going to become more expensive.
Thank you very much, Daryl. So, I mean, generally, if you're looking at the increments that has already been shown up in the ride-hailing services, you realize that there's already been some level of increment in the base rate on some of these ride-hailing services, which is making the trips kind of expensive for the riders that are patronizing the services. And so, if we sort of citing sort of a fee or a levy, however way it is, I mean, legally, we can't even determine what it is now. It's basically going to add up to what exactly riders are now going to have to pay more and extra for their rides. And for me, definitely, that seems to be a very wrong move, because I think that we've made that assertion a lot of times that whenever it gets to technological applications and practices, generally, you like to make sure that the tech gets to be more used and friendly to people before you sort of introduce a lot of the taxes. And right from the point where we introduced the e-levy on mobile money services, I had mentioned that generally it's going to start cutting across with almost every application, and that's sort of going to seem to be like a norm. And this is exactly what we're seeing now here. And definitely, I see it like a very terrible move, because, I mean, my mom is now getting used to be using Uber. And that's a very big breaking ground for, I mean, elderly people getting accustomed to technology. And so whenever these fees, I mean, gets to be added up, it sort of gets people to be deterring from using some of these things. Technology has the potential of growing businesses. I mean, if you're looking at how businesses have the potential of growth in the tech sector, it's better off that you sort of leave them and focus a bit on regulatory services for some of these packages or applications that are out there, to make sure that they're sort of having some level of growth before you look at putting in some level of fees in there. But regardless of anything, I don't even see how DVLA is sort of contributing in terms of regulatory aspects to ride-hailing services, much more to be benefiting from this side.
And it's exactly the point that the riders bring up, because they feel that the other important aspects of their job are not being addressed. And I wanted to find out also if you feel that this would be a disincentive for us who patronize ride-hailing apps. In 1 minute, if you can.
I mean, yes, I mean, it is. And funny enough, you see, it's not even getting a lot of publicity in terms of educating users about it. It's sort of just thrown into our faces, and we sort of have to just pay on the go without any prior notice or PR to it, which is very terrible. I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be some level of downside in terms of the users that are going to be on this. And people are still going to now consider using their regular taxis and do a direct negotiation rather than using technology, which is more better, safe, and secured in terms of using. And even could even get to you to understand how your spending rate on transportation is.
All right. Thank you so much, Henry Kobler, lead for Eyes of Africa. Appreciate your time with us.